welcome to a new season of indoor soccer here at Hereford Sports and Wellness. My name is Jerry Branch. I'm the Director of Programs at Kids Incorporated in Amarillo, Texas. Just want to welcome you to the season, and we appreciate you guys stepping up in coaching. All right, as far as equipment, from age 4 to 4th grade, we're going to check you out a size 3 soccer ball, and 5th and 6th grade, we'll use a size 4 soccer ball. Please return all the balls after the season. Make sure we get those back so we can continue that practice of checking out balls to everyone. All the players, when they're playing, they must wear their assigned T-shirt that they got when they joined up. Make sure they're out there with their shirts on so we don't make sure all the players are signed up and part of that team. The goalkeeper, there's one exception. The goalkeeper can wear a different color shirt as long as they are the goalkeeper. All right, players, we want you to wear indoor soccer shoes or tennis shoes while you're out there playing. No rubber spikes or cleats or anything like that. Let's make sure they have at least 30 little spikes on them, like a turf shoe or a tennis shoe. Shin guards are mandatory in these leagues. Let's make sure all the kids have shin guards. No jewelry or hair accessories of any kind are permitted. They can wear like maybe a tight hair tie or like a bobby pin or something to keep hair back, but let's make sure we don't have anything sticking out where that can injure themselves or another player. Hard or plaster casts are not permitted while they're on the field. Let's make sure we're not wearing, if someone breaks their hand, they're not out there trying to play with the hard cast. On the game rules, each player must play at least one full quarter in each half. Players will not be allowed to sit out an entire half. Each game will consist of 2 20-minute halves with a running clock. Halftime will be 5 minutes. Each team will be allowed 2 timeouts per half with a running clock. So that means if you call timeout for a second, the clock's still going to be running because it's a running clock. As far as that playing time, just remember from ages 4 to 4th grade, we're going to be playing 5v5 this year. It did in the past, it had been 4-on-4, but this season, ages 4 to 4th grade will play 5v5, and 5th and 6th grade will play 4x4. If a player coming out of the game as being substituted for, make sure that you do not leave the bench to come onto the field until that player is out of the game. All the rest of your game rules will be on the website under Indoor Soccer Rules at the Hereford Sports and Wellness. Just the basic, what constitutes a goal, what is a penalty kick, just the basic rules of indoor soccer in our league will all be on the website. And absolutely no offsides will be called and no headers while we're out there. No matter what age group, no headers are allowed at all. All the start of play, what a successful kick is, how the game officially starts, the signals from the refs, where the ball's placed and kicked forward if it goes out of play. All that stuff is also on the website and the rules for the league. Throw-ins, drop balls, free kicks, indirect kicks, and legal kicks. So a direct free kick, a goal can be scored directly by one player as always. Indirect free kick is a goal cannot be scored unless the ball is touched by another player other than the kicker. And then a legal free kick, the ball must be in a stationary position and the player cannot touch the ball again after they have kicked it until it's been touched by another area. The penalty area on these indoor fields is a large rectangle that surrounds the goal area. No offensive player is allowed inside the penalty area. No defensive player except the goalie is allowed inside the penalty area. All rules for the penalty kicks is also in the rules on the website, so make sure you're going through those rules and we have a good understanding of what penalty kicks we have and what is the rules for the goalkeepers on all those. The prohibited acts that can be an infraction against a team is slide tackling, kicking, tripping, jumping on or charging an opponent, slugging or hitting, punching, holding, pushing, and handling the balls with your hands or arms. Let's make sure we not do that. Goalkeeper obviously can do that as long as they're in the penalty area. An indirect free kick will be awarded to the opposing team for playing dangerously, shoulder-to-shoulder blocking, off the action. That means if the ball's not around them and they're over there pushing with their shoulder. Obstruction, attacking the goalkeeper when they have both of their hands on the ball. If the goalkeeper's got it in their hands and you're attacking, that will be an indirect free kick also. And also for unsportsmanlike conduct. And if anyone enters the field to argue a call made by the official, the result will be a penalty kick for the opposing team. After 2 offenses, the individual will be asked to leave the playing area and will be suspended for the next 2 games. Coaches, we know you can ask a ref a question and you can, be questioning something, but let's not leave the bench and start a big fight or argument. If we do that, you're going to be asked to leave the play. After 2 of those, you're going to be asked to leave the area and you will be suspended for 2 games. Not could be, will be suspended for 2 games. And if you have 2 of those unsportsmanlike penalties, which is getting kicked out of the game, will result in suspension from the program for the remainder of the year. So the main things on that unsportsmanlike conduct, let's not be arguing, going overboard on the arguing with the refs or with other teams or with other players. All games we're going to play at the Cavness Sportsplex. And all the lines, you'll see them, they're the black lines on the official field. And no food or drink in the area. Let's make sure there's no food or any kind of drink that's going to get on that turf. We sure want to keep that turf real nice for you guys, and we don't want to have to have some Gatorade spilled on there or something, or some food. We're going to have 1 referee per game, and the referee controls all the activity and the decision is final. Sure, you can disagree with the call, but let's always keep it respectful and make sure that we're respecting our referees. If a referee feels like if there's an injury on a kid, he can call a 2-minute timeout, and then we'll get back to play with just dropping the ball and getting started again. So you as a coach, which we appreciate so much, we can't do these programs without you guys. You're responsible for the physical and mental well-being of all children while they're in your care. Maintain an adequate level of discipline for your team. Don't let your team get into talking to the other team or getting in scuffles with the other team, disrespecting the refs. That is your responsibility to make sure your team is keeping that level of discipline. You also are responsible for the conduct of your fans and your spectators. Any parents going overboard and stuff, we need your help on that. Before the season, explain to the parents and spectators what's expected of them at the games and at the Cavness Sportsplex. That we expect everybody to have good conduct and be positive, and let's have a good time and make this a great experience for the kids. Also, you're responsible for ensuring minimum playing time is met for all players. Let's make sure all the kids are getting the time that they have to have, and plus some fair playing time. Another important thing, we run up against this all the time. Any assistant coach that you have on your team that is going to be on the bench or is working at practice with you, they have to have background checks. If they don't have a background check, they cannot be on the bench. They cannot be at practice working directly with the kids. If any coaches are found not to have this, then there could be a suspension for the head coach and for that coach that's sitting on there without that. So all head coaches, all assistant coaches, anybody you think that might be direct contact with the kids or coaching on the sideline, please get that criminal background in. It's easy to do. It's online. Takes a few minutes, and we'll have it back in no time. And it also tells what can disqualify you as a coach, so it shouldn't be a problem. And in the ages of the 4-year-olds to the first grade, 4 to first grade, 1 coach can be on the field, but let's make sure being on the field is not in the middle of play. We don't need running next to the players with the ball or like instructing them as they're going to kick. Kind of stand out on the outside and coach your team in the field like that. The fields are not that big. It's very capable of being able to coach those teams from the field, but out of the way. So help us out on that. I appreciate that. Code of conduct out there, just like we talked about the unsportsmanlike with all the other stuff during the coach's responsibility. That just no profane, abusive, degrading language out there. No handling a child in aggressive verbal manner. Let's keep our hands to ourselves. Any act of violence or any type of thing like that with a parent or coach can be suspended indefinitely. That means suspended from the property. Our main thing is to make this a great experience for the kids and have a great soccer season. And once again, I appreciate you coaching. We can't do these programs without you. And appreciate your time and effort and look forward to a great season. Thanks.